Good day, all, and welcome to another edition of Local Legislator Live at 11. My name is Charles Gates. I will be your host for the next 20 minutes to 40 minutes, however long this interview takes. We are a component of locallegislator.net, where our mission is to be the premier source of local election information in the United States and an advocate for the sustainability of local businesses nationwide. For our viewers out there, we got a special treat for you this morning. We've got comedian, actor, writer, and producer, Mr. Lamont Ferguson. Good morning, Mr. Ferguson. How you doing today?
I'm doing all right. Good morning. How about yourself?
Fantastic, fantastic. Welcome to our Raw interview series. And no, this gentleman is not a candidate for a local office.
No, this is a candidate for my office. You know what I mean? In the house.
For his office, in the house. Well, let's jump right into this Raw interview. My first question to you, sir, is what circumstances led you to become a comedian?
Laughter. No, I'm just playing. Love comedians. That I might just say my age. I'm 47, so from Def Jam to Bill Cosby to Richard Pryor to Eddie Murphy, a plethora of comedians. Robin Williams. Like, I just love funny people. So let me tell you a quick story. Like, my father even knew I was a little off to be a comedian. I fell at a roller skating rink. I just had to be like in middle school, and I fell at the roller skating rink, and somebody fell on top of me, and cut my head a little bit, had a little blood or whatever. And the nurse or whatever, I don't know, whoever looked at me at the real roller skating rink there in Detroit, they said, if you start acting funny, then let us know. And then he was like, well, I'm not going to know what's the difference. Like, he's acting like that now. So that might have been a prelude to my life now.
Wow. So you got hurt and you made a joke out of that, huh?
Yeah.
That's it. We don't know whether this kid is hurting for real or he's just joking around. But there is some red stuff coming out of his head.
Yeah. He acts funny all the time. So I don't know if he's delirious or not.
To our viewers out there, if you ever wonder what it was like to be a comedian or an actor, you want to make sure you tune in right now, because we are again with Mr. Lamont Ferguson. And Mr. Ferguson, to our viewers out there and to myself, how do you put your act together from thought to performance, and what is your process?
I just observe. I observe. I watch. I listen. I read. There's plenty of interesting things going on in our economy with politics. That's a whole nother thing. Everyday life situations. A lot of people can sit down and write for hours. I can't. Anytime I see something, I just jot it down immediately. I pick it up on my phone and put it in my Google Docs, and that's just my process. And then as I prepare for a show or event or whatever, I just kind of go through and look at those funny bits or supposed to be funny bits. And before I do an event or whatever, I'll take those to open mic and test it and see what type of reaction. If it lands flat, then I'm like, okay, no, I'm not going to use this. But if it has some type of reaction, then I'll place it in my act and then go from there.
Yes, that's very interesting, because as a Toastmaster, as a speaker, this is almost the same process when we're driving around or through life's day-to-day activities. If you see something, you ink it, you write it down, and then you create a story out of it. You use it in a club setting, and if it doesn't work, you throw it away. But if it does work, you incorporate it to accent some of the material you've got.
Well, I really don't throw it away. I just put it on the shelf and just try to rework it, because a lot of times you may tell a joke and may land flat in front of that particular audience. You just got to figure out why did it land flat. So you go back to, can also do a recording. So I also record my sets. So then I go back and listen. Maybe it's the way I said it, Maybe I could, the play on words, I could switch something around. Because there are some jokes that I have now. I've been doing comedy for 7 years that I wrote 7 years ago that I can tell today because now I know how to maneuver the wording.
Oh,
Hmm.
interesting. Now, as a comedian, what are some of the highs and lows of your profession?
Right now is the low. Donald Trump, listen to me. I'm struggling, bruh. I'm struggling. All right. Jesus Christ. No. But right now, right now, this is a low point because all the material that I'm writing right now, I can't test it out. I've done a few private events, but those private events are paid events, so I'm not going to test out material on paid events because if it land flat, then oh, I'm not getting this guy back. So right now, I'm not. A lot of comedians, all comedians are performers. We're unable to perform right now, so it's very difficult right now as a comedian to be able. I mean, to write material and not be able to put it out there
Mm.
on the fields per se.
Now, in addition to being a comedian, you're also listed as an actor. Now, how
Uh-huh.
did that come to be, and what are some of the movies we can catch you in?
Okay. Oh, I forget to tell you the high point. I spoke on the low. I'm
Oh,
just stuck.
that's right.
I'm stuck in this low. I am stuck in this low. But the high point is just being able to entertain, to be able to allow people forget about their problems for the moment. Because when you're hired to be perform in front of whether it's one person or 5,000, you're there to entertain. And what I really love about performing is my high point what came a few years ago when someone came up to me and they explained to me that they were going through some difficult times and their friend had brought them out the house to see my show, and they were glad that they came because they forgot about their problems for the moment. And as an entertainer, that just made me feel good. I wish I could forget my problems for the moment. You know what I'm saying? But that was very a humbling experience, or humble. Most people, some people say humble or humble. I
Hmm.
don't know. But you said you went on talking about acting.
Hmm.
I've been acting since middle school. My first play was a Spanish play. I don't remember the words, but I remember no, it was a French play, and my teacher name was Miss Nizio, and she was a really interesting lady. That's why I can still remember her from middle school. But I landed, the acting bug then, and then at that point, I used to watch a lot of television, Matlock, and I used to think I wanted to be a lawyer. I always told my dad I wanted to be a lawyer, and once I found out the behind the scenes, I was like, okay, I like the behind the scenes and what the actors actually do to prepare. Um, then I started taking up production classes in 11th grade, 11th and 12th grade, and went from there.
And this is in
Uh,
Detroit.
yep, in Detroit. Yep, yep. Movies I've been at recently, Mother of a Day. You can see that on Amazon Prime, which I have the lead role in that. Thanksgiving with the Carters. Uh, Let me see what else and also I did some background work on the Good Lord Bird, which is actually on Showtime with Ethan Hawke. So I did some background. You may spot me somewhere, like you might catch me like this or something like that. But I had actually like episode 7, 8. I think it was episode 8. I had some good close-ups. So hopefully they kept those in there, and I could add those close-ups to my reel. But I did a lot of work on that set, background work on that. Um, I have a script that a miniseries that I'm about to produce. We already did the casting for that, Until Death Do Us Part. That's going to be a series. We have 4 episodes to that to shoot, and that'll be released. Um, and the part 2 to Thanksgiving with the Carters will be the Carters family reunion. So we filmed that in August. So So kind of a lot of things on the plate, doing a lot of writing. Thank Trump, uh, because of COVID. I'm not speaking uh, in such a way where we lost people. That's a sad event, but due to COVID, the good part about that for a writer, I've been able to write more and focus more on writing.
So it's giving you
Because
more time to focus. Okay.
yeah, so I might end up have to change my course of not being such of a comedian, just a writer.
Okay, you're gonna have to adapt the patience to write. I remember you said earlier you don't have the patience to sit there and write. This
Yeah,
environment makes you rethink some things. That is for
that's correct.
sure. Now, what
Yeah.
do you find more challenging, acting or stand-up comedy?
Stand-up comedy, because each night, each time you go up, it's different. It's very different. I got booed on one of the main stages of my career. Uh, I think like 2 years in, I was able to perform with Cat Williams at the TED, and I was so focused on doing my set. My style of comedy is like a Seinfeld mixed with a Dave Chappelle, um, and that that audience is a Cat Williams audience. So they were looking for a whole bunch of cussing and running around stage, and that's not what I do. I'm not knocking that style, but that's not what I do. So I received some boos, some echoes. You know what I mean? And I was so defeated, so defeated, because um, it was like 5,000 people there. So if I have the opportunity now, I'm not going to get booed. And if they try, they're going to get shut down. You know what I'm saying? But my dad always, God bless his soul. At that point, I was so frustrated, and he told me, he said, "Look, you were able to perform in front of 5,000 people. No one can take that away from you. It's a learning experience." And I took that in stride and never looked back, and I've never gotten booed again, because I know how to handle any heckler now. So
Okay.
so that was just a point where I said, "Look, I got to move forward." And like I said, making black people laugh, and I hate putting it like this, but making a urban crowd laugh with my style of comedy was difficult early on, but now I know how to adapt. So now I'm able to go and feel comfortable in an urban setting, in a mixed setting, in an all-white setting, or whatever type of setting I go into now, because I'm comfortable in my skin now. So that's why I said, comedy is difficult for me than acting. Acting does require a lot of prep, memorization and stuff like that. But going in front of a live crowd with the mindset of, "Hey, you gotta make me laugh. I paid $5, make me laugh." But some people are like, "Look, I got it for free, make me laugh." I'm not making you laugh, sir. You ain't paying me nothing. No, no. But I'm here to entertain all, whether it's a free show or a paid show. So it can be difficult. Yes.
Okay. And then I was at the TED, and for our viewers who don't know, that is the Ted Ferguson Center in Newport
No,
News, Virginia,
no,
right?
no.
Right?
Ted Constant Center. Excuse me.
Oh,
And
Ted Costa Center.
yeah,
Thank you for the correction.
no, that's okay.
What am
I've
I
been
thinking
there
of? There's
18
something in
years.
Newport News. I'm not kidding, right?
That's
Anyway,
okay.
it'll come to us.
Look, I've been married 18 years. I understand correction.
Well, thank you for correcting me. Now, Lamont, how do you deal with difficult topics in comedy?
um, I say you just have to walk on them lightly, and approach them with sincerity. Sincerity. You have to think about the audience that you're dealing with, and like me personally, I'm not an edgy comic, so I don't have a whole lot of difficult topics to handle. There are difficult topics I can talk about, but you really have to, because we're in such a PC culture, you have to be careful on how you say things. Like even if I did a Corona joke or COVID joke or whatever, I need to be careful on how I said it because so many people lost their life. Even if I did a Trump joke, and I have to be careful about that because some people are so passionate against them and so passionate for him. So you still have to you have to be creative. Because I'm not rich and famous, so I can't just say these things. And if I was Dave Chappelle, I could. If I was Seinfeld, I could. Cat Williams, I could. Kevin Hart, I could. But being the level I'm at, I can't because if I do, people will be like, "Oh man, he's horrible," and it would stunt my growth. I'm on 5'5". My growth is already stunted, so I don't need my comedy career stunted. You know what I'm saying? so.
Okay. Oh wow. Well, you caught me off guard. I thought I was gonna be ready for anything that you said this morning, but obviously I'm not. But all right, let me get myself together here. To our viewers, if you like this interview or would like to see more like it, perhaps not quite as funny as this, but if you'd like to see more interviews like this, please sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, like our Facebook page, connect with us on Twitter and Instagram, and make sure you leave us a comment to let us know who or what you would like to hear from soon. We will do our best to get that person or that representative for that organization on soon. And make sure you check out our Raw candidate interviews because this is election season. There's a lot of candidates running for local offices. If there's a candidate running in the Hampton Roads or Richmond metro area, make sure you let them reach out to us. We will give them a free interview so you can stay informed. Now, Mr. Ferguson, now you mentioned COVID. How has that affected your schedule?
Prior to March 13th of this year, I had gigs set up all the way up until February. That's in state and out of state, and all that had been wiped clean. So I actually had to reevaluate some things. Actually went back to work just so I can have income. So now I'm starting to get a few events here and there. So it really hit my pockets. It did hit me creatively for a while because it was just like, man, I can't perform. I can write, I can think of all these funny things. So now I kind of go do TikTok videos, quick things and I got a few sketches that I did, just trying to maintain creativity during this time. So it's difficult. It's pretty difficult. So just trying to maintain creativity.
Okay. Now, and on your Facebook page, you post Fergusons every day. What is the goal and how do you develop him? And did I even say that right?
Fergusons.
Okay.
You know what I mean? How I'm an outside the box thinker, and there's a lot of things I post. I posted one today. My wife asked me for the season salt, so I asked her what season, fall or winter. So
smack.
so it's all outside the box thinking, and it's a way to maintain creativity. Here's another situation where I didn't really think people really paid attention to him, and one day I think I was out and I saw somebody I knew, and I didn't put it up that day, and it was like, how come you didn't put your Ferguson up today? I was like, and they told me that they really look forward to those. And that was another humble with an H or humble with a U. Humbling experience. So I try to keep them going. One day I would love to actually put it into a book form, just quick reading, like somebody's at the in the bathroom trying to get away from their family. Their man space, not their man cave. And what they call it, toilet reading. Just sit there and flip. office reading while you're waiting for the dentist or whatever. Just some quick readings. So one day I would love to eventually put that into a book if there's anybody interested.
Well, that's so interesting that you would say that because when you put things out on social media on a regular basis, you may think that no one's watching, but when you take that time off, whether it be one day or a week, and you run into someone that you know or don't know that knows you, they
Uh-huh.
typically will come up to you and say, "Hey, what's going on? We were looking forward to that." For
Yes.
example, we do this show. We used to do it during the month when we first started. We did it every day, Monday through Friday. And when we
Uh-huh.
didn't do it one day, I was getting emails. Charles,
Oh,
what's going on? 11 o'clock, I was planning on watching your show. Where
yeah.
is it? I said, oh, okay, all right. My bad. So as John Lewis would say, that's good trouble to be in. So it makes your
Yes.
mind think and you just keep it going. Well,
Uh-huh.
Lamont, you also say that you are a producer.
Uh-huh.
There are people out there who are wondering. We all watch the credits in movies and this and that, and it comes up so and so produced this, produce this. What exactly does, I mean, we know what directing is, we know what a choreographer is, we know what a videographer is. What does a producer do?
Well, I've done it on a couple of levels of like produce plays, meaning I wrote, I mean, not help put together, put the show together, put the cast together, book the caterer, book not the caterer, excuse me, book the location the play is going to be at, get the tickets going, just putting together a product for people to see and enjoy, whether it's plays or comedy shows. I produce comedy shows as well. I get the lineup together, get the location, whether it's at Kazi's Comedy Club or wherever the location is. Put that lineup together, get the flyers passed out. Hopefully, tickets will sell as well, and keep that promotion out there, and just put together a product that people are wanting to see and be and enjoy.
Hmm.
So now I'm trying. On my first thing right now is as a producer is my first web series, and that's what I was telling you about. Until Death Do Us Part, I linked up with someone, Ernest Smith, and we're going to be putting this project together. Already have the cast, working on it to select the appropriate date to film, and move forward from there.
Okay, now, like the director staff, does a producer, they find those people too? Is that how that
Okay, well,
works?
let me tell you that. When you ain't got money, you're the producer, the director, the marketer, the wardrobe, the makeup artist. You're all that at this level. So I don't have individuals just yet. Like I said, I'm just, even though I've been in this thing for a long time, when you get to a certain level, you're able to focus just on putting everything together and having a separate director. But like with Until Death Do Us Part, Ernest, he's going to do some directing. I'm going to do directing as well. So um, there's a myriad of things that we that and it engulfs when you don't have the finances.
Okay.
And also you can get producer credit just by sometimes participating, or
Mm.
if you have a project that you want to put out, and if I had a little cash and you said, look, help me with this, and then I put a little money in and step back,
Okay.
then I'm like an executive producer because I provided you finances to um, do your project, vice versa. So you say, hey, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. We put the show together, and you're like, okay, yeah, I want to be executive producer, and then you give X amount of dollars, and then we list you as executive producer because you help this project go forth.
Oh, okay. So this is like another form of entrepreneurship. I mean, you're an entrepreneur, and this is just your form
Mm.
of making things happen.
Yeah, yeah. And when
Okay.
you're at the grassroots level, you have to do what it takes. You know what I mean? Craft services. You are craft services. You know, you
Right.
bring in the uh, hot dogs or donuts or coffee. You are doing that, and then once you reach to a point where you have the finances, you can hire craft services, and that's something you don't have to worry about. But when you're at grassroots, you have so many hats that you have to wear.
Right. Just like the entrepreneur, you are the marketer, you are you are the writer, you are the
Yeah,
social media director, you're the host and you're
you're the
everything
host.
else.
Right.
I get it. Now, last question for you, sir. How can we find out more about you and everything that you do?
Okay, my website is ferguson.net. That's ferguson.net, Ferguson.net. Uh, Facebook, Lamont Ferguson. I also have a comedy page, which is Ferguson. So you can find me on all of those. And then I'm on TikTok, I'm on Instagram. So uh, I'm TikToking and trying to do all what I can to maintain creativity. My daughters, I have three girls, they help me maintain creativity just by seeing them move out the house. I have a 16-year-old, soon to be 13-year-old, and a soon to be 7-year-old, and a
Wow.
wife. So all girls.
Wow.
Yeah. So I have to maintain creativity,
Wow.
you know.
You,
Yeah.
you've got your hands full. I've got two girls, so you definitely got your hands full. Even though they're
Right.
grown now, they're on their own. But yeah, I can
They
relate. A
about to be
wife,
grown
two
on their own.
daughters.
They about to be on their own in a minute. This COVID thing lasts any longer. Y'all got to get out of here.
You
Ain't no
got to
stimulus
go.
checks. I can't afford y'all. You know what I mean? No, I'm just
Oh,
joking. I love them. I love them dearly.
of
Yes.
course. Well, Mr. Ferguson, it's definitely been a pleasure to have you on here, Lamont. Best of luck to you and everything that you do. And to our viewers out there, before we end the show, we want to remind you that tomorrow we've got an author, Amy Voltaire, local product of Hampton Roads. And on Friday, we've got the owner of Paint Me Purple Studios, Kim Ellis, that's going to be on here, as well as all of our raw candidate interviews. Again, we do not do those live because there's too many candidates to interview. And if we gave preference to one live, we would have to do it to all 200 plus of them. And there just are not enough days of the week to make that happen. But we are giving them the opportunity to interview. We're doing it off hours and we're posting them shortly after the interviews are over. So make sure you check us out on all our social media platforms. And again, my name is Charles Gates, and our guest today, Mr. Lamont Ferguson, comedian, actor, writer, producer. It has been indeed a pleasure talking to you, sir.
All right. It's been a pleasure. And I also like to add, I do convert books to films. So I'm actually doing that right now. What I've done it. I have one called Child Support, and the other I'm working on now is called A Sticky Situation. So authors, I do convert books to screenplays. So you can contact me if you're interested in that.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what,
Yeah.
we have a lot of authors on this show. I would say on the local legislator live at 11 live shows, half of
Mhm.
our guests are authors.
Oh
So make
wow.
make sure you check them out too, because they all leave their contact information, reach out to them and say, hey, this is what I do. And this is why we do this show, so we can connect people locally together to make things happen, because
That's
these are
right.
movers and shakers right in our own backyards, right here in Hampton Roads and the Richmond, Virginia metro areas. So, Mr. Ferguson, thank you so much for being here. To our viewers, thank you for watching. This will be recorded and posted on all our social media platforms as soon as possible. And remember, we're not global, we're local. We're Local Legislator live at 11. Until next time, take care.
Enjoy.